Seattle Storm and the Phoenix Scorpions. We're going to waste no time as Randall Cunningham unloads this one to Kirby out of the backfield down to the 30-yard line in Seattle, really getting off to a great start. Randall Cunningham on the bootleg, rolls out to his left. He will split the defenders and go untouched into the end zone. A quick 7-0 score for Seattle. On their next drive, Kirby out of the backfield will get down to the 50-yard line, picking up a first down. Cunningham down the left side. He stops and pops to Green. He will get down to the 30 to the 28-yard line. Randall Cunningham loving that play-action pass down the far sideline again, and he will get in untouched again. A quick 14-0 lead for Seattle. Bono and Phoenix trying to keep pace deep down the field to Jackson. Nobody else is in the frame, and he will get in the end zone. Mark Jackson pulling them back one. 14-7 is your score. Randall Cunningham on the bootleg again down to the 20. He stiff arms a guy to the 40, down to midfield on the next play, deep down the field to Green. He gets by his defender, and he will get down to the 15-yard line. Kirby on the draw down the far sideline. He will get into the end zone, pulling away 21-7. Bono with plenty of time deep down the field to Jackson. He gets on top of the defense again. He will eventually be tracked down around the 25-yard line. Operating in the red zone now, and Phoenix is able to run this one in, still trying to keep pace down a touchdown. Cunningham with plenty of time deep down the field to Green. He makes the catch around the midfield, and he's tackled at the 40-yard line for a big first down. White is tackled by a host of Phoenix tacklers right around the 45-yard line. Lorenzo White comes up injured. That'll bring Herschel Walker into the game. We'll see how that affects this Seattle run game. Randall Cunningham with plenty of time deep down the field at the 10-yard line to Jeffries. Hayward Jeffries making the touchdown. 28-14. Seattle regains its 14-point lead. Bono deep down the field to Brown. He makes a diving catch and is then tackled around the 40-yard line. Bono again deep down the field is intercepted by Seth Joyner, and Phoenix with the costly turnover trying to keep pace here right before halftime. Randall Cunningham making a guy miss before he's tackled at the 35-yard line. Herschel Walker with the carry on this one. He will come up hurt in this one also. That'll bring Kirby as the last running back for this Seattle team. After a no-good field goal by Seattle, Phoenix looks to answer. Bono with plenty of time dumps it off to his running back as he will make some guys miss down to the 20-yard line, almost the 15, as a field goal is good for Phoenix, making the score 28-17. Randall Cunningham takes it himself on the keeper, passes midfield, makes another guy miss, and is tackled right around the 35. And that field goal is off the upright and in, making your score 31-17. Butts on the carry, past the 50-yard line to the 45. A field goal is good by Phoenix, making the deficit 11 points. Cunningham deep in his own end zone, unloads it to Baker on the curl. 3 diving defenders can't get to him as he gets past midfield before he is brought down. And another field goal off the upright and in for Seattle, bringing that 14-point lead back to fruition. After a tipped pass, Phoenix on the 4th down makes it incomplete, and that is your final score as Seattle wins this one by 17.
The Gamblers host the Portland Snowhawks with Ernest Gibbons and Mark Logan coming back from injury. We'll start off with Tom Waddle catching the ball down the right side from Troy Aikman, getting it into the red zone, and then Troy Aikman would finish off the drive, throwing it to the right to Mark Logan, and he has the touchdown. It's a 7-0 ball game. Next drive for the Snowhawks, Aikman rolls out of the pocket, steps up, gives it to Ernest Gibbons, all the Gibbons he can get, and then Ernest Gibbons finishes off the drive with a touchdown of his own. It's 14-0. Chris Miller starts out, rolls out of the pocket, throws it down the left side to Drew Hill, and Drew Hill makes it into Snowhawks territory. He's having quite a good season here as he catches another pass, shakes a defender, gets it close to the red zone, and this field goal is made by Steve Christie. 11-point ball game. Troy Aikman with the ball in his hand, throws it again to Tom Waddle. Tom Waddle gets it inside the 35-yard line, and then Troy Aikman gives another touchdown to Ernest Gibbons. All the Gibbons he could get. 21-3, 18-point lead. Drew Hill is a recipient of this deep pass, and he could get tackled inside the 10-yard line, and Christie adds another field goal, 21-6. Next drive for the Snowhawks, Ernest Gibbons, all the Gibbons he could get. Favorite receiver of Troy Aikman, gets it close to the 20. Aikman play action rollout, bootlegs, throws it down the right side to Tom Waddle, gets himself a touchdown, 28-6. Next drive for the Snowhawks, Aikman steps up. Who else but Ernest Gibbons to around the 30-yard line, and then Aikman throws it over the middle. Ernest Gibbons with the hat trick. He's got 3 touchdowns in this game. Celebrate Troy Aikman. Miller and the Gamblers need to get themselves into this game as he throws it down the left side to Cleveland Gary, and Cleveland Gary gets himself a touchdown, 35-13. Another drive for the Gamblers. Keith Jackson gets the ball over the middle, but he gets tackled. It's a fumble recovered by Aaron Wallace. This sets the Snowhawks up with a Mark Logan handoff down the right side. He bobs and weaves. He gets a touchdown. Ending score is 52-27. Portland is 7-3. Gamblers are 4-6. Atlanta Fire visit the Denver Buffaloes. We'll start off with Bobby Hebert taking over for Jace Schrader. He'll start out throwing it down the left side to his wide receiver Eric Martin as he avoids the receiver, but Fuad Reveiz, the kicker, misses the field goal. So they get nothing on that drive. Boomer Esiason starts the onslaught, throwing it first to Stephon Page over the middle. Then in the shotgun, surveys the field, no pressure in his face. He throws it down the right side to Stephon Page, wide open in the end zone. It's 7-0 Fire. Next drive for Esiason and the Fire. He throws it down the left side to Keith Woodside, avoiding a tackle to around the 35-yard line. And in the shotgun again, Esiason rolls out, throws it to Clarence Kay, gets the ball inside the red zone, and Esiason would finish this one off with Kay. Unfinished business. Clarence Kay's got the touchdown. It's 14-0. Boomer Esiason is sacked in the end zone by Lawrence Taylor, the Hall of Famer, and Boomer Esiason gets up and he's injured. He'd be replaced again by Steve Berline. It's a tale of 2 backup quarterbacks. Berline avoids a sack, throwing it down the field to Vance Pants Johnson, and Vance Pants Johnson's got the touchdown as he's narrowly avoiding defenders. It is 21-2. This is Scorigami as we've got Ron Wolfley, get off me, getting it to around midfield, and then Bobby Hebert would throw it to Ron Wolfley this time. And then Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare, would get the handoff. He goes, get off me. I'm getting into the end zone for the touchdown, 21-9. Hebert rolls out, throws it to Eric Martin, getting it into Fire territory. And then the Nigerian Nightmare, Christian Okoye, gets it inside the 30. Hebert backs up, no pressure in his face, throws it to Keith McKellar, who McKellar gets it to around the 5, and Okoye would bum it in for the touchdown. We have a kickoff here. Usually it's a big play or a gaff, and in this case it's a gaff as the return man gets tackled. Ball's on the ground. John Copeland recovers, but Reveiz, he can't make field goals today, so it's 21-16. But Berline is sacked. Ball is recovered by the Denver Buffaloes. They've got the touchdown, and it is 23-21. Big rally for the Denver Buffaloes. But Keith Woodside would get involved in this game after the pass by Steve Berline, getting it inside of the red zone. And then Steve Broussard, another Steve, would get the handoff up the middle. It's 28-3. Fire have the ball back. Berline runs out of the pocket. He gets it to around the 30-yard line and then backs up, surveys the field, fires to Keith Woodside. Woodside would get it inside the red zone, but Berline would get sacked by Lawrence Taylor. And now Matt Baer has the missed field goal sickness here. It must be contagious. So Bobby Hebert would give it to McKellar over the middle, trying to take advantage of that missed field goal. And then Willie Davis would get the pass down the right side, avoiding a defender. He's got the touchdown. It's 30-28. Celebrate there, Bobby Hebert coming back to play football. Steve Broussard and the Fire need to come back. Less than a minute left as Stephon Page gets the ball down the right side. Last ditch effort. They don't kick a field goal. Page doesn't catch the ball, and Denver wins 30-28. Denver is 3-7. Fire are 1-9. Tigers are on a huge skid as they host the San Francisco Sharks, who are kind of on fire. Emmitt Smith gets the handoff down the left side. He would make it into Sharks territory, the Hall of Famer. But Frank Reich, the comeback kid, hasn't been coming back very well recently. He would make some success here, giving it to Pete Holohan to around the red zone. But Al Del Greco misses the field goal. It's no good. Don the Magic Man Mikowski, who's he going to find? He's going to pull a rabbit out of his hat. It's James Jett that he pulls out of his hat inside the 20-yard line. And Don the Magic Man Mikowski would not be successful. Byron Evans would sack him. This would lead to a Gary Anderson made field goal. It's 3-0. Don the Magic Man Mikowski on the ensuing drive throws it to Roy Green, but Marcus Robertson steps in front, intercepts the ball. Tigers are in the red zone, but Frank Reich would follow suit with an interception of his own. Sharks recover. Robert Del Pino, who's replacing Dave Meggett, makes the best of this run down the right side. And then Roy Green would catch this one over the middle inside of the 20. Shovel pass to Robert Del Pino. Robert Del Pino would get it to the 5. He's got the ball on the ground. It's a fumble recovered by Ricky Reynolds. But the Sharks would get the ball back. Roger Craig would get the handoff down the left side. He's injured. So not only is Dave Meggett injured, but so is Roger Craig. So Robert Del Pino will be joined by Tony Page in the backfield. We got a play action fake. James Jett grabs the ball. Jumping catch. He's got the touchdown. It's 10-0. Frank Reich trying to be the comeback kid. He throws an interception here to Kevin Ross. The Sharks take over deep in Tigers territory, and Tony Page makes the best of his opportunities as he will walk into the end zone. It doesn't get much easier than that for the touchdown. Tigers more woes. Can't get the ball off with a punt, so the punter is sacked. It's a turnover on downs. This would lead to a Gary Anderson made field goal. It's 20-0. It seems hopeless for the Tigers as Darryl Talley sacks his former teammate Frank Reich. He's injured. He would be replaced by Andre Ware, former first-round pick from the University of Houston. And Andre Ware with a 4th down. He'll try to pass. It's incomplete. Sharks take over. Don the Magic Man Mikowski tries to get a touchdown to Roy Green, but he's intercepted by Marcus Robertson. Emmitt Smith says, I'm done with this. I need to get a touchdown for my team. The Hall of Famer gets into it for a touchdown. Tigers are on the board. Onside kick. Sharks recover it, and with that, Tony Page would get the ball inside of Tigers territory and play action faked on the Magic Man Mikowski. He's just padding the stats here. James Jett with the touchdown. San Francisco wins 27-7. San Francisco's 5-5. Tigers are 4-6. Dallas Rattlers would host the Boise Colts. Boise Colts have only lost 2 games. Rattlers are going to try to make it 3. At first, Bernie Kosar, he's feeling the burn. He's running into Colts territory. Kosar backs up, surveys the field, throws it deep to John Von Jovi, and John Von Jovi has the touchdown. Nobody could catch him. It's 7-0. Hostetler and the Colts get it close to Dallas territory as he throws it deep this time to Sergeant Slaughter, and Webster Sergeant Slaughter gets the ball into the end zone to tie the game at 7. Colts give it to Chris Warren. Hostetler gives it to him. He fumbles, but the Colts luckily recover without losing much field position, and this would lead to Jeff Hostetler throwing it deep to Sticky Icky Woods, getting it close to the red zone, and Hostetler in the red zone this time would throw it again to Woods, but he would be intercepted by Myron Guyton, so that drive was all for naught. But Bernie Kosar would get intercepted by Reggie Rutland, which would allow the Colts to make a scoring chance as Sergeant Slaughter gets his 2nd touchdown of the game, as it's a 7-point lead for the Colts. However, Bernie Kosar is feeling the burn. He would throw it deep to Curtis Duncan, and he would dunk the ball into the end zone for the touchdown. It's 14-all. Ensuing drive for the Colts, Hostetler would throw the ball down the left side. Sergeant Slaughter gets the ball again. He has a huge game here to the 25-yard line, but Biasucci would miss this field goal. It's no good. Colts eventually get the ball back. This big run by Chris Warren running around defenders, getting it inside the red zone after the drive stalls. Biasucci would add a field goal. It's a 3-point ball game, 17-14. Kozar, play action rollout, bootleg, steps into the pocket, throws it deep to Curtis Duncan. However, the ball is intercepted by Chris Dishman, who's having an amazing season, having a hard time bringing him down. And then Sticky Icky Woods gets the handoff up the middle, but the tough running back, he fumbles. The ball's on the ground, recovered by Myron Guyton. He's got a fumble and an interception. This would lead to a John Bon Jovi touchdown. 2017, Jeff Hostetler is sacked in the end zone by Keith Rucker. That's a safety. And then the Dallas Rattlers would add a field goal with Kevin Butler. 25-17, Icky Woods, he's not giving up. He's got the seam route. And then Chris Warren's not giving up either. Bobbing and weaving, around defenders. It's 25-24, onside kick. Rodney Hampton, who we haven't really called his name today, even though he's the starting running back, recovers it. They'd add a field goal. Dallas wins 28-24. Dallas is 4-6. Colts are 7-3.